paradise. If you don't think twice, I've been living in a paradise ever since you made advances on me. I've been living where the food is free, a sanctuary for all and sundry. I've been living in an allegory ever since you made advances on me. Since the day you came along, we've walked on hand in hand, and as we've grown together, I've come to understand that you act for the best in me and shower me with charms, but your grip has slowly tightened, and I should be more alarmed, but baby, I've been living in a paradise.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
But France is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
I've been living in a paradise. It's awfully nice if you don't think twice. I've been living in a paradise ever since you made advances on me. I've been living where the food is free, a sanctuary for all and sundry. I've been living in an allegory ever since you made advances on me. Since the day you came along, we've walked on hand in hand, and as we've grown together, I've come to understand that you act for the best in me.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
Hurry up, mate, load the ads. The broadcast is starting soon.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4.
Right, quick as you can. Select screen 1.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, button 2, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
The votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We'll forget a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right and use the right analog stick on your controller to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Build your collection week by week, and very soon...
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
With a retail value of $18.99, your crunchy cubes will look their absolute carby best. But don't delay. This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome
Screen
back to the
one,
National
Jeremy.
News. Welcome back to
Later
the
we'll
National
be hearing
Nightly
from the
News.
shock election winners.
Later we'll be hearing from shock election
Get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Is here the star of both stage and
Is here the
star of both stage and
Thank
screen.
you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture
Thank
correspondent.
you, Jeremy.
And
Megan
today
Wolf,
I have a
culture
guest who
correspondent.
starred in
And today
everything
I
from
have a guest
Shakespeare
who starred
Right, go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. By none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch.
Thank you so much
I
for
do
coming on.
hope you believe what I tell you. I do hope you believe what I tell you. Is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
among the great.
May I say having you here with us is among ours. May I say
Right,
having
now
you
just
here
try and stay on whoever's talking.
So you've just finished filming your latest
The
movie,
Medicated.
which is called The
Yes.
Medicated.
The
Wow,
Medicated.
what was that like?
Yes.
Well,
Wow,
what was that like?
to Peter. as I said to Peter. Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
Wonderful chap. He really is. Several movies, all terribly worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. What a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan?
Wow, that is fantastic. And that
Am
is
I right in saying that the
fantastic.
character you play in this
Am I
movie
right in
is
saying
quite
that
an
the
academic
character you
one?
play in this movie is
Absolutely
quite
right.
an academic
A
one?
scientist.
Was
Absolutely
that a
right.
challenge
A
at all?
scientist.
Was that
exactly
a
are you
challenge at
implying?
all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. But seriously, yes, you're right. From my last starring role, from my last played Sergeant Brock, played in Sergeant Brock Rockman. You'll remember that was a true story. You'll remember that that was a true story. One soldier's fight for a love of course is all for free. A love of course.
Been on that show a bit long.
$1 billion. But I think it's grossed over $1 billion.
It's a role that's where you scored 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
So sweet
If I remember correctly.
But I really am not in it for the awards. But I really am not in it for the awards. Those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. With all the others, I'm sure. So,
awards,
if you're not
what is
doing
it then that drives you?
Awards.
What is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan. And not easy to answer. Beautiful question, Megan. And not easy to answer. Like you. I'm afraid. Cut me. I'm afraid. And I will bleed. And I will bleed. That's how it feels. Often. Doesn't it? That's how it feels. Doesn't it? Bleeding. Doesn't it? Giving. Bleeding. Suffering. Giving. For one's audience. Suffering. For one's audience. I suppose in the end I do it for the difference. I suppose in the end I do it for the different people that I inspire. I do it for the people that I inspire. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
Today, of course, and we're in for some real change. It looks like in the coming few months. It looks like in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result? What do you make of this historic election result?
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Isn't it? Very difficult. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive, not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Well, don't worry, he won't do it again. Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Which opens next from the
Right, I've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock. My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock, that could affect humanity's very survival.
Let's take a look. Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Hold down right trigger on your controller, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by gently pushing the right analog stick to the right.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that? You think
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, mustn't. No, mustn't.
Dr. Lance, you must Flanagan. You must Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Hold down the right trigger, but this time move the right analog stick up. Upwards, mate. Upwards.
Hemlock.
But I didn't listen. Told me. I'm drowning, Lance, she said. I'm drowning, Lance, she said.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Look at this.
The virus. The sterility. The sterility is moving. This form this is the key. This form
Yes. Not bad. You'll get it with practice.
Yes, we could stop it all. We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Mate, get an ad on or we'll get fired.
Sanctuary for all and sundry. I've been living in an allegory ever since you made advances on me. Since the day you came along, we've walked on hand in hand. And as
Wicked, we've made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit, just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programmes on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Your crunchy cubes.
Thank you so much.
Carby Best.
10 seconds, everybody.
This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
Counting in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first
get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare...
Right, go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
By none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful
Lovely.
guy.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, I swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get countdown on screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclash is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Hold down right trigger on your controller, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by gently pushing the right analog stick to the right.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Nolans, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Hold down the right trigger, but this time move the right analog stick up. Upwards, mate. Upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
Let's stop it all.
Yes.
Bloody perfect, mate.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the left trigger on your controller for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
These potentially true statistics are all while you should pop a bit of Johnny.
Mate, if you don't turn up the broadcast volume, you won't be able to time your bleeps. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live, that's too late. You can use the buttons on your controller to select the screen you want.
Hair dry treatment.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed.
I start?
Get ready to
Go
bleep.
for it, Pat. Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern
Held it down a bit long there, mate.
the people. You saw right.
Just bleep the room.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me it's funny.
Let's be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shit.
Hold it down for the whole. Sanctuary for all and sundry.